This audio is not for the comfortable. Before you let my voice into your room, I must place a warning on the table like a live wire. If you are satisfied with the life you are living, if you want your finances to stay exactly as they are, if you prefer your familiar struggle to an unfamiliar freedom, then close this now. Walk away. Do not try it. Do not test it. Because the mind that treats power as entertainment is the first mind it burns. But if you are tired of waking up to the same numbers, the same anxiety, the same quiet humiliation of pretending you are fine, then keep listening. Not with effort, not with strain. In fact, the harder you try to understand, the more noise you will generate. Simply let the sound pass through you. Let it settle. Let it rearrange what has been arranged incorrectly for too long. I am Nikola Tesla. Most of the world remembers me for electricity, for inventions, for the visible sparks. They repeat my name like a brand and then go back to their ordinary thinking. But what I hunted was not the wire, not the machine, not the metal. I hunted the invisible law beneath them all, the current before the current, the pattern that makes matter obey, energy, frequency, vibration. And money, my friend, is not what you think it is. Money is not paper, not plastic, not numbers in a screen. Those are costumes. Money is movement. Money is permission. Money is a circulating agreement between human minds, and agreements are always frequency first, matter second. If your life is not receiving money the way you want, it is not because money is scarce. It is because your inner receiver is tuned to the wrong station. This is the secret that humiliates the hard worker. This is the truth that terrifies the system that profits from your exhaustion. You have been trained to believe money is earned by suffering. That struggle is proof of worth. That if you do not bleed, you do not deserve. That is not morality. It is programming. Listen closely. Your bank account is not your problem. Your frequency is. You can work all day and still repel money. You can be talented and still repel money. You can be kind and still repel money, because the repulsion is not logical, it is energetic, it is automatic. It is the same way a radio does not hate a station, it simply fails to receive it when the dial is wrong. And most people are walking through life with the dial twisted toward fear. They wake up, and the first vibration they broadcast is pressure. They look at their phone and inhale someone else's life. They think about bills and exhale tightness. They call it reality. But what they are really doing is bathing their nervous system in a low-frequency signal and then wondering why the world answers them with low-frequency outcomes. Do you want to know how I can tell your money frequency without seeing your income? Tell me how your body feels when you check your balance, if your stomach tightens, if your breath becomes shallow, if your shoulders rise as if preparing for impact, then your body has learned that money is danger. And if money is danger, the body will keep it away. The body is loyal. It is protecting you from what you have taught it to fear. Yes, you heard me. You are not bad with money. You have trained your biology to reject it. Most people think money problems live in spreadsheets. No, money problems live in the chest, in the throat, in the jaw, in the nervous system, in the invisible reflex that says, not safe, in the silent belief that says, not for me, in the inherited shame that says, if I have more, someone will suffer, in the guilt that says, if I receive, I am selfish, in the old memory that says, when we had money, we lost it. All of that is frequency. You do not solve frequency with logic. You solve frequency with tuning. I will give you a simple picture. Imagine you want to hear a beautiful symphony, but your radio is tuned to static. So you shout at the radio. You insult it. You hit it. You work harder. You buy a bigger speaker. You turn the volume up, and the static becomes louder. Then you conclude, music doesn't exist. That is the tragedy of your species. You become certain about the absence of what you never tuned for. The broadcast is always there. Wealth is always broadcasting. Opportunities are always broadcasting. Ideas are always broadcasting. The right people, the right timing, the right doorway, the right invitation, the right yes, broadcasting. But you cannot receive with a dial soaked in fear. Now, there is a lie that must be burned cleanly, not gently. The lie is that effort is the key. Effort has its place. I am not a child. I know that wires must be connected and machines must be built. But effort without alignment becomes punishment. Effort without resonance becomes friction. And friction is the signature of being out of tune. If you have worked hard for years and still feel financial insecurity, the evidence is already in your life. Your effort is not translating. Your effort is not converting. That is a tuning problem. When I created, I did not grind my mind into dust to force invention. I received, I tuned. I entered the state where the signal could arrive, and then I built what I had received. The modern world despises reception. It worships chasing, but chasing is proof you believe it is outside you. Reception is proof you know it is already present. The wealthy, whether they admit it or not, have learned a skill the struggling have not. They have learned to remain calm in the presence of money. They do not tremble when numbers change. They do not collapse when a bill arrives. They do not tie their identity to a single outcome. Their nervous system stays open, and openness is a frequency. It is a gate, you might say, but Tesla, I have real bills, real problems. Yes, and the moment you label them real, you are telling your subconscious, keep broadcasting this station. The universe does not respond to your words. It responds to your state. Your state is your signal. Now I will tell you something that will sound simple, and that is why it will be rejected by those addicted to complication. Money comes to the frequency that can hold it, not desire, not begging, not force. Holding. Many people can attract money for a moment, a bonus, a client, a lucky break. Then it leaves. Why? Because their frequency cannot contain it. It triggers guilt. It triggers panic. It triggers the old identity. So they spend it to return to familiar scarcity, or they sabotage the relationship that produced it, or they reject the opportunity because it feels too big, or they raise their lifestyle and raise their stress and call that success. They did not lose money. They return to their station. Wealth is not a moment. Wealth is a channel you live on, and your channel is chosen by what you practice, not what you hope. I want you to feel the weight of this next sentence, because it will set you free if you allow it. You do not need to become a different person to have more money. You need to become the same person on a different frequency. The receiver is already built. The hardware is not the issue. Your brain, your body, your entire system is an extraordinary antenna, but it is clogged with noise, news, comparison, regret, doom, trauma loops, frantic scrolling, the cheap dopamine of other people's approval. You call this normal life. It is not normal. It is interference. In my laboratories, interference was a fact of physics. A transmitter could be perfect, yet the message could be corrupted by noise. So we shielded, we grounded, we filtered, we tuned. Your life requires the same discipline, and there is one time of day when the tuning becomes effortless, when the gate is naturally open, when the noise drops and the receiver becomes clear. You already know this time. It is the moment you are closest to sleep. That threshold state, when the body is heavy and the mind is drifting, is where the conscious guard relaxes. The critic becomes quiet. The mind's firewall softens, your brain waves slow, and your system becomes receptive. It is not only rest, it is access. The ancient mystics called it a doorway. I call it a frequency window, and tonight I will use that window. I will not demand that you believe me. Belief is not the first step. The first step is willingness. If you are willing to try being tuned, your biology will begin to cooperate. So here is what I want you to do. Do not move quickly. Move like someone who is entering a laboratory where the air itself is sensitive. Dim the lights. Place the device at a comfortable volume, not loud, not faint. Let my voice be present without being sharp. If you are lying down, let your body find the position that feels like surrender. And now, before we go deeper, I will expose the 4 money frequencies that trap most humans. When you recognize them, you will stop blaming yourself. And when you stop blaming yourself, the receiver clears. The first is fear frequency. Fear frequency is survival. It is the body scanning for danger, even when you are safe. It is checking prices with anger. It is buying things with shame. It is counting money with dread. It is assuming the future will punish you. Fear makes money feel like oxygen. When money is oxygen, you cannot breathe. You grab, you hoard, you panic. And the universe responds the way it always responds to grabbing. It tightens. The second is comparison frequency. Comparison frequency is poison delivered through light, screens, social media, headlines, people showing their highlight reels while you live your backstage. Comparison turns your life into a losing game. It trains your brain to worship what you do not have, and what you worship, you declare superior. So you remain inferior by design. Comparison makes you leak energy. It makes you spend to prove. It makes you chase to impress. It makes you resent the very people you secretly want to become. Resentment is low frequency. It is a magnet for delay. The third is guilt frequency. Guilt frequency is the belief that receiving is wrong, that being paid is suspicious, that having more makes you bad. It is inherited by religion, by family stories, by cultural conditioning. Money changes people. No. Money reveals what was already there. Guilt frequency is resistance in the circuit. You can try to bring in wealth, but it will burn as heat, not convert into power. The energy cannot flow cleanly through a guilty mind. The fourth is control frequency. Control frequency is the tight fist. It is overthinking every purchase. It is refusing help. It is micromanaging outcomes. It is demanding certainty before moving. It is trying to predict every risk so you can avoid feeling. Control is not strength. Control is fear wearing armor. Control tells the universe, I do not trust you. And the universe cannot deliver freely to a system that does not receive. Now, if you are honest, you will recognize at least one of these in yourself. Do not fight it. Recognition is the first tuning. And here is the most important pivot. The wealthy frequency is not more wanting. It is more receiving. Receiving is a skill. Receiving is a nervous system state. Receiving is the ability to stay open when good arrives rather than flinching. Your job is not to chase money. Your job is to become safe for money. I will say it again. Become safe for money, because money goes where it is safe to stay. Now we begin the correction. Close your eyes if you have not already. Let your tongue rest in your mouth. Let your jaw soften. If you can, place one hand gently on your chest, not as a dramatic gesture, but as a signal to your body. I am here. I am listening. Breathe in through your nose, slow, not forced. Hold for a moment. Then exhale through your mouth as if you are releasing a secret you no longer need to carry. Again. Inhale. And as you inhale, imagine you are drawing in clean, quiet electricity. Not the frantic electricity of modern life, the calm electricity of the planet, the kind that runs through the earth without announcing itself. Exhale, and let your shoulders drop 1 degree. Inhale, exhale. Good. Now your body is beginning to soften. That softness is not weakness. That softness is receptivity. That softness is the gate. As you breathe, I want you to notice something. When you are relaxed, your mind becomes less desperate. When you are less desperate, you become more intelligent. When you become more intelligent, You make better financial decisions without effort. Your frequency and your behavior are not separate. They are one circuit. Now, I will install a new idea gently, like placing a new component in a machine. Money is not your enemy. Money is not your savior. Money is energy in motion, and you are allowed to receive it. Let those words land without argument. If your mind protests, let it protest. The protest is old programming firing. You do not have to fight it. You only have to continue breathing while it dissolves. Now, we use the simplest tuning tool I ever found, rhythm. The universe moves in rhythm. Planets, tides, heartbeats, cycles. Your financial life is no different. It is not random. It is rhythmic. And if you want to change the results, you change the rhythm you broadcast. Tonight, I will give you a rhythm that acts like a key, a pattern that unlocks the receiver. 3, 6, 9. If you understood the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, you would have the key to the universe. People quote this line as if it is poetry. It is not poetry. It is engineering. 3 is the ignition, the spark. 6 is the structure, the stabilization. 9 is the completion, the field. We will use this now, not as superstition, but as a way to guide your mind into coherence. In a moment, you will repeat a phrase in your mind 3 times. Then you will feel it in your body for 6 breaths. Then you will seal it with 9 seconds of silence. This is your tuning cycle. Do not rush. The power is in steadiness. The phrase is simple because complicated phrases invite doubt. Here it is. I'm safe with wealth. Now in your mind, repeat, I am safe with wealth. Again and again, 3 times. Now breathe slowly 6 times. On each inhale, imagine wealth as warm light approaching you without urgency. On each exhale, feel your body saying yes, not with excitement, but with calm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now hold 9 seconds of gentle silence. You are not doing anything. You are allowing your nervous system to register the new command. Good. Do you feel the subtle shift? It may be tiny, a softening, a warmth. That is frequency change. It does not announce itself. It becomes. Now I will take you to a place where your mind stops negotiating and starts remembering. In front of you is a door. You can see it even with closed eyes, a door made of light. The color is whatever your mind chooses, because your subconscious knows what color opens you. Behind this door is not a fantasy, it is a file, a stored version of you that already exists as a potential. A version of you who is financially calm, supported, steady, generous, and free. You are not going to create this version. You are going to tune into it, approach the door, place your hand on it, feel its surface, smooth, warm, alive. When I count down from 3, you will open it, and you will step into that version of yourself the way I stepped into inventions before I built them. 3. The light around the door grows brighter. 2. You feel a quiet excitement, not in your mind, but in your chest. 1. Open. Step through. Now look around. Where are you? Notice the air. Notice your posture. Notice your breathing. This version of you is not rushing. This version of you is not tight. This version of you is supported. Look at your hands. They look the same, but they feel different. They are not desperate. They are capable. They are calm. Now notice something even more important. Your relationship with money is different here. Money is not a threat. It is a tool. It comes. It goes. It circulates. You trust it because you trust yourself. Feel the sensation of checking your bank account in this reality. There is no dread. There is clarity. There is steadiness. You are not trying to get through the day. You are building. And now, allow your current self to merge with this self, like 2 waves becoming one. You do not have to force it. Simply let the calm version of you overlap your body, your mind, your nervous system. Let the frequency imprint. This is the money frequency you were meant to live on. Not greed, not panic, not proving, but calm receiving. Now, while you are in this merged state, I will speak a series of sentences. You do not need to repeat them aloud unless you want to. Just let them enter. Let them become familiar. Familiarity is safety. Safety is receiving. Money is energy, and I allow it to move through me. I am safe to receive more than I have received before. I do not chase money. I attract it by coherence. I respect money, so money respects me. I spend with presence, and I receive with gratitude. I am worthy of being paid well for the value I bring. Wealth makes me calmer, kinder, and more useful. Opportunities recognize my frequency and find me. If any sentence triggers resistance, that is excellent. It means we found the knot. Do not tighten against it. Breathe into it. The knot unravels when it is met with calm. Now we install the most important receiving declaration, because it cuts the root of guilt. I receive without apology. Let that land. Many people are spiritually proud of refusing. They call it humility. It is not humility. It is fear disguised as virtue. The universe is not impressed by your self-denial. The universe is impressed by your capacity to circulate. When you receive, you have more to give. When you receive, you become a stronger channel. When you receive, you become evidence that abundance is possible. Now your mind may whisper, what if I receive and lose it? That question comes from the old station. We answer it with a new station. I am safe to have and safe to keep. And now we set the autopilot. Because the greatest change happens when you are not interfering. As you fall deeper into sleep tonight, your subconscious will continue tuning your receiver. It will notice money thoughts and soften them. It will notice fear reflexes and relax them. It will notice old identity stories and replace them. You do not need to do it manually. That is the genius of sleep. Sleep is when the operator steps away and the system updates itself. So if you feel yourself drifting, do not resist. Do not stay awake to get it right. Falling asleep is getting it right. And tomorrow you will see signs, not fireworks. Signs. Small, precise shifts that prove the frequency has changed. You might receive a message you weren't expecting. You might have an idea that feels obvious and profitable. You might decline an expense you would have made from anxiety. You might notice a discount, an invitation, a coincidence that makes you pause. Do not dismiss these as random. They are not random. They are feedback. They are the universe's way of saying, I heard you, I matched you. Keep broadcasting. Now I will give you one final instruction, and it is not for me. It is for your nervous system. When you wake up, before you look at your phone, before you let the world pour its noise into your receiver, take one sip of water and say one sentence softly. I receive today. Then breathe once, slow, and let that be enough. Do this for 30 days, and you will not recognize your financial mind. The world will look the same, but you will be different, and therefore the world you can receive will be different. Now, as my voice continues, allow yourself to sink. The bed is holding you. The air is holding you. The planet is holding you. Your breathing is slower now. Your face is softer. Your shoulders are heavy, in a good way. And somewhere deep, below the old stories, a new station is becoming home. You are not begging the universe. You are joining it. You are not asking for permission. You are remembering you were born with it. In the quiet of this night, let the last trace of panic leave your body like a final crackle of static fading from a radio dial. Let the signal become clear. Let the wealth frequency feel normal. Let receiving become safe. You are not alone. You are not late. You are not broken. You are simply tuning, and tuning is enough. If, when this ends, you want to seal the contract, then tomorrow write a single sentence somewhere only you will see, a note, a journal, a message to yourself, not as superstition, but as engineering. When energy becomes language, it becomes structure. Write, I am tuned to wealth. Then live as if your receiver is already changing, because it is. My voice will stop, but the update will not. The revolution in your nervous system has already begun. Sleep now. And when you wake, notice the light, notice the air, notice the subtle ease. That ease is your new frequency. Good night.